Previously on the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. And now, back to the scene of the crime. Hey everybody, welcome back to this game. Let's go. Enoch Drebber. Do you know anything about this man? We're in the process of trying to track somebody down. We have a dog on the case. Oh? Yes, a man by the name of Enoch Drebber. Do you know him? Well, of course I do. He's me. He's the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain and the engineer who built the kinesis machine. Oh man, my voice is already cracking. I'm like 1 minute in here. A swindler and an engineer. Quite the modern man. I am the modern man. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on. That's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas? Watch the dog come running in here barking. I have no idea. I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be in a better position to help. Yes, Drebber's appearance. Oh, we can present the picture to you. Fortunately for you, however, presently I have little to occupy myself and little to fill my stomach. Let's go to Arby's. They have the meats. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it. Oh, that's what we're gonna do. Wait, do we want to... I think we want to go in order here. Some kind of proper order. Wait, I can't present? Oh, because... Here, hang on a second. Here. Do it like this. Do it now! Mr. Sholmes, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print? Wow. You didn't have to say cast your eyes. We're being fancy all up in here. It is of Mr. Enoch Drebber. The face of the engineer we seek. Wow, what a handsome fellow. All Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. So looking at the photograph won't be particularly instructive. Oh, shit. What the hell's going on here? You alright, Mr. Sholmes? Does he look pale? Ah, yes, forgive me. Oh, you've got a poker face like nothing I've ever seen, man! Very interesting, this. Very interesting indeed. What's wrong, Mr. Sholmes? You've turned quite pale. Haha, I knew he was pale. I knew he was pale face. Pale face. I don't even know who that is, but there used to be some guy on Dead Awakened that called himself that. It's alright, let's change the subject. Cosmo's death. Like this is going to be any better. Mr. Sholmes, I'm about to make you even more uncomfortable. Did you lie to us? Mr. Sholmes, we need to talk. My dear Mr. Naruhodo, stay that piercing stare. What is this about? Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship... No, forget it. I don't want to talk about it. Your words were very clear. So then, let us unravel this mystery, and discover what events led to this curious murder. You told us that it was murder. But he didn't say who got murdered, though, did he? Maybe somebody else got murdered on the boat and we never found out? Maybe somebody got thrown overboard? And you examined Cosmo-sama's body. Indeed. And wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today. The victim, Kazuma Asogi. Oh no. You're quite sure? He was wearing some sort of mask, and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure. It was Kazuma-sama. I mean, he didn't just make a mistake. Right, it wasn't that. You must have known at the time, Mr. Holmes, that he wasn't actually dead. Maybe he assumed he was dead? Or, I don't know. Well, I can only assume I was swept up in the murderous atmosphere of the moment. But the fellow wasn't dead at all? That's a good one. Priceless. I don't suppose that performance could pass muster, would it, Mr. Naruhodo? What? I could believe that the crewmen present at the time made a mistake. But not you, Mr. Holmes. Not you. Well, I'll take that as a compliment, I guess. I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that. Are you lying about that? Please, Mr. Holmes. I feel so inferior to you right now. how epic you're being. Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that's all I can say. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruhodo. Will you indulge me? Anytime, anything, please, anything. More, just you talking makes me happy. So, please keep going. As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned. And I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains. Yup. The Professor exhibit, wasn't it? Would you like to see it? For a mere 5 shillings. That's a special one-time only price, you understand? Oh, no. Oh, really? The opportunity won't come again, I might add. Wouldn't you like to see the fruits of my labor? Oh, well, we do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we could postpone? The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it. And that's when I found out my wife was only carrying $3. Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes? Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain if this is seriousness or silliness. I can never tell with you, that's the point. Okay, yeah, that was on purpose, that laugh just now. Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings. Oh, damn! Pulling it out. Gratefully received. Yeah, I had to be quiet for the music. I've been forgetting to do that. Well, the money's been spent, so let's go and see the special exhibit. Seems like you're a little more comfortable with all this now. At least until whatever's back here. Through those heavy curtains at last. I mean, the Professor, right? But what does that even have to do with all this? Oh, you're not... Really? Okay, I guess I have to do it myself. 5 shillings we've had to pay on a rainy day. It doesn't seem right somehow that, hey, Mr. Holmes slipped the money in his own pocket. Yay. Does it? I think he just swindled us. No. Huh. We could ask Gina to retrieve it for us, using your special skills. Pickpocketing police officers and diddling detectives. This is what makes Britain great. Not to mention demigod prosecutors taking the law into their own hands, or chip-loving inspectors. Oh, man. Inspector Gregson comes off rather well on that list, I think. I'm afraid so. Oh, okay, what we got? What do we got? Oh, man. Boy, they're really dragging this out. What is back there? Is it gonna be an octopus or something? Oh! That's almost as freaky as that time in, what's the third game in the Zero Escape series called again? Virtue's Last Reward is the second one. Well, in the third game, there was a kid who took his head off at some point, and that freaked me out a lot. And this right here is freaked me out in a similar way. Oh dear, I felt a shiver run down my spine as soon as we walked in here. Miss Susanoo. I say we turn on our heels and go straight home, buy a really big confectionery. We certainly can't do that. We paid 5 shillings already. True. Actually, now I'm looking a little more closely. We paid good money to see an exhibit that's clearly incomplete. Where's the head? The nerve of the great diddling detective is far more terrifying than anything else in this place. This must be what Mr. Holmes meant when he said the case was largely solved. Oh, well, yeah. But why is he coming up from the grave? Is there another person that we thought was dead that's about to come back here? Be that as it may. Mr. Holmes heavily implied there'd be a clue about the engineer in here, didn't he? But where? The engineer, not the professor? There's so many thes. So many the people. Since we paid 5 shillings, let's do 5 shillings worth of investigation, shall we? Yes, we will get what we paid for. Is that fear or frustration? It's making Susanoo-san's voice tremble. Well, first things first, this. Jeez. This must be the killer, the fiend known as the Professor. Well, he doesn't have much of a head for a professor. Yeah, I think so, according to what Madame Tuspel said. He killed 5 victims, all of noble or royal blood. The waxwork is so lifelike, isn't it? Like all the models in this place. I know. Looks like it could start moving at any moment, doesn't it? If only it had a head, that is. If that thing starts moving, gee. A little more detail? Oh. Yeah, let's just get a little closer. See, we got a hand, we got 139. We got the place where the head's supposed to be. So this is the condemned man. Yes, the so-called professor. Then perhaps his head was chopped off by guillotine? That's kind of what I was thinking too just now. Like, they did put him to death, right? But unable to find peace, he emerged from his grave as a headless ghost. Do we have to entertain such terrifying ideas, Miss Susanoo? Anyway, I'm sure the model had a head once. And there's a metal fitting for it, see? Then perhaps Mr. Holmes absent-mindedly forgot to reattach it? That's an extremely absent-minded detective you're describing, isn't it? Or perhaps the thief absent-mindedly forgot to include the head when he or she returned it to the museum. And that would be an extremely absent-minded thief. Absent-headed, more like. Could there have been some reason why only the head wasn't returned? Well, whatever the reason, it means we don't know what the face of the infamous professor looked like, do we? Oh. Huh? There's something caught just inside the convict's jacket here. Is there? Looks like a piece of broken glass. Quite a big piece, too. It's very thick, isn't it? About 5 times thicker than normal window glazing, I'd say. Thick, thick, thick. Where could such a thick piece of glass have come from, I wonder? I suppose it must have been made thick to increase its strength. But why? Well, perhaps because the glass had to span a particularly wide area, such as in a big building. Oh, like, as in, you know, the clock tower, the crystal tower? Yeah, we sure have, that's right. Oh! Yeah, the crystal tower of the Great Exhibition, there you go. But why would glass from the crystal tower be lodged inside this waxwork's jacket? Okay, that I'm not sure about. Like, unless this waxwork was in the birdcage, but... Oh, what if? Okay, hang on a second now. Oh, crap. I mean, is it possible that the real, Is it possible the real Mr. Asman actually went down, like, fell through the floor of the big viewing platform, and then the body and the thing that crashed into the crystal tower was a waxwork, as in this body right here? Oh, that seems too easy, though. Why would that be there? A small fragment of very unusual and thick glass that was found in the folds of the clothing of the Professor Waxwork would appear to be from the crystal tower. Of course, how do we know that that's from this occasion? Could it have broken any other time? Like, maybe... Oh, gosh. Earlier in court, we established that the kinesis experiment was a trick. And now we discover this fragment of glass here in this waxwork. Is it just a coincidence? I mean, if this is actually a waxwork, which it must be because of the head thing, then somebody must have put it there deliberately, but why would you just take one piece? How would that convince anybody of anything? Or, like, what are you trying to do there? I don't know. I'm a little weirded out by that. Well, I guess we can check the other dude. This part of the exhibit is just as disturbing as the rest. It looks so real. Seems to be a young man in a white overcoat. And he has a large shovel in his hand, too. Not a spade. Perhaps we should investigate in a little more detail. Oh. Oh, is that a tear, or is that just a shadow? Oh, wow. Oh, wow, we can totally... Camera! Is that a camera? What's this here? Well, this would appear to be a lens in the middle, so... I believe it's probably a camera. Camera. But it's so small. It's so obscura. British technology is incredible, isn't it? I mean, what about Mr. Sholmes' skin prints? I think perhaps you should treat Mr. Sholmes' inventions as exceptions to the rule. We keep saying Sholmes, don't we? Anyway, why would the man be in the graveyard at night with a camera? I wonder. Perhaps he was trying to capture the moment the dead body came back as a ghost on film? That is so stupid. We'll just borrow this for a little while, I think. Oh. Hey! Okay, by looking at the photographic plate inside the camera, we can see what picture was taken. What's a photographic plate? What's a marketing report? Exactly. It's a piece of glass coated in a special emulsion that reacts to the light coming in through the lens. If we open the cover at the back of the camera, we should find it. Let's have a look-see. You should see yourself, Susanoo-san. Your eyes are shining. Much like Emma in certain situations. You really do like machinery, don't you? Aww. Okay, let's make sure there's nothing else to check here. Can we check the lamp? Yeah, lamp. It's actually burning with a real flame in there. That's cool. It's quite a large lamp the man's carrying. Or is it a lantern? It's not unlike a Japanese chochin paper lantern, actually, is it? Lamp, lantern, chochin... The point is it casts very little light. To be walking alone in a graveyard at night with only this? I certainly couldn't do it. I'm not sure I could visit a graveyard at all, even in broad daylight, to be honest. Hang on a second, they're home. Okay, I'm back. I just took a really long break from recording this because I had to stop at the end of the last recording. It is now almost a month later. My save said I saved on May 5th. Today is June 2nd. So, yeah, I guess we're just gonna continue then. Who cares if it's a month later? We'll just move on with the story like it's no big deal. Yeah. So, apparently, I was watching the video back to get back to remember where I was and everything. See, can we examine the crotch? No, I guess not. Okay. So they did say to kind of look at the evidence here, or particularly the camera. Because they said if we looked in the back, maybe we could get a picture of what was taken. I mean, this is just, Oh, look, the cover came open. Yeah, these are just sculptures, like, reenacting something. Like, how did they know that this person was there and that they took a picture? This isn't actually a person that actually took a picture. Alright, so, like, I don't know. You have to change the plate with each new photograph you want to take, of course. And, is something wrong? There's nothing here! There's no plate! It's been removed! Well, of course. As I was playing back to get where I was, because the save was in a different spot, so I had to play through like 7 minutes of footage here to get back to where I was. But apparently in the footage I did stop, because I wasn't listening to the commentary, just the video. And he stopped in the video after we found the piece of glass. So he was probably thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, which is that this was the body double used in the trick, and they had to change the head so that we would think that it was him or something. But I suppose if you think about it, this wouldn't be the actual camera that was used at the time, just like the waxwork isn't the actual person. Thank God they're bringing this up, because I was wondering about this. So we never found a photographic print of the executed convict coming back to life anyway. Oh yes, you're quite right, of course. Poor Susanoo-san, she looks devastated. Oh, well, we had to look, didn't we? You never know. Would have been a good place to hide the thing. So the lens. Man, that's absurd. There's blood on that. Why the frick is there blood on that? Oh no. You really love contraptions like this, don't you? Oh yes, anything mechanical I find absolutely irresistible. Almost irresistible, surely. Well, that's what I just said. Whenever I see a pocket watch, for example, I can't help myself. I simply have to take it apart. That's worrying. You sound a little bit like Athena Sykes here. Oh, that's right. Let's make sure you don't do that with any humans. Oh, is that spoilers, or are we past that at this point? Yes, Father tells him time by the rumblings of his stomach now. He's given up having a watch. Ugh. Is that a clue? Huh. I don't know, man. That's not good. Look, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it? On the bellows, just here. Good evening, Mr. Bellows. Nobody in the world is going to get that reference. There seem to be some very dark red stains. Yes, you're right. Looks like blood, actually. Yeah. How would it get there? The camera would have to already be in position to take a picture, or whatever, if that's what it does to take a picture. I'm sure it's not what you're thinking. Tuh. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. Why would I think such an absurd thought? I have no idea. Oh, man. Jeez. Oh, this is so messed up, though. I don't know, man. Okay, well, I guess that's all there was to see there. I mean, we could look at the piece of glass, but I don't think there really is anything to see there. It's just a piece of glass, you know. This piece of glass is almost as thick as it is wide. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. If you were to compare it to a human, only Mr. Schultz has such thick skin. There's really no need for such a comparison, Mr. Naruto, as you well know. Yeah, I know, I can't help myself. Anyway, it can only be from the Crystal Tower, surely. Yes, I think so too. It was probably made specially to meet the demands of that great structure. Yup. Can't, like, really get a good look at it. Well, yeah, I guess we can. I can't see his face very well, can you? Perhaps if I just switched my Switch camera controls or did some data mining here. Oh, do you think you should be manhandling the exhibits? Manhandling? No! I'll put it back exactly as it was, don't worry. Is he gonna screw his head off? What if they took the head of the other guy and put it on this guy? Ew! Yeah, he looks like... Ugh. Has anybody ever seen that movie with Haley Joel Osment where he's a robot? I can't remember what it's called. But, like, there's a scene where they're eating dinner and he tries to eat with them and it screws up with his circuits and, like, his face melts. It's kind of what this reminds me of. It's scary as hell. What on earth? How can... I don't believe it. A black monocle. Mr. Naruto, is it possible that this man is... Yeah... Oh my god! Geez, Sephiroth, but 50 years older? The color of his hair is different, but it's unmistakably him. Well, they had hair dye back then, I'm pretty sure. Indeed it is. What? Oh, hello. Mr. Holmes! Mr. Holmes! I don't know what your name is anymore. This man is the subject of your present hunt, I believe. Yeah, that's right. Just who is this man? Why is he here in this exhibit? I'm not going to tell you, am I? And why does the convict behind him have no head? The head was missing when the model was returned by the thief who stole it. Well, there's a big surprise! So then the case isn't yet solved, is it? I wouldn't say that. Did I not say so myself? Largely solved were my words, I believe. But I must locate the missing head, tout de suite, as Madame would say, or I'll be in grave trouble. Grave trouble? Nice. A very hungry Iris still awaits my return to Baker Street, preferably with rations. Arg! Grr! Man, do you know, though, something about this room is strange. Yeah, it's not real, for one thing. What do you mean? The tree? The other coffins? The toilet?
The toilet.
Well, the displays in the House of Horrors are supposed to depict real events, are they not? Indeed they are, Miss Susato. Do go on. And as terrifying as they are, the scenes in the other exhibits are believable. But this one... This surely could never really have happened, could it? Yeah, like, people don't rise from their graves, and furthermore, why would he have a shovel if the guy's already been buried? Or am I just reaching too far here? I think it's time I educated you a little. Oh, we ready for some dump? Ready for some dumpage here? Some info dumpage? About the nature of the incidents involving the professor 10 years ago. Good. I desperately need a refresher course here, let me tell you. The resurrecting convict, I believe I told you a little about the professor yesterday, did I not? He took the lives of 5 victims, everyone being either a member of the aristocracy or royalty. All were attacked by an enormous hunting hound and had their throats ripped from their bodies. That's disgusting. Oh gosh, an enormous hound? How awful. It wasn't Dogen, was it? After taking the life of his 5th victim, the killer was apprehended. It was a case of unprecedented magnitude in Britain, you understand. Accordingly, the professor was tried in a closed court. No members of the public were permitted. Closed court? So you mean the professor's identity? Damn right, son. As you've surmised, my dear fellow, his identity was never made public. Naturally, he was found guilty, and was summarily sentenced to death by hanging. It sucked. He was buried in a grave in Lowgate Cemetery, which adjoins the rear of the prison where he'd been held. Ugh. Nothing worse than being buried by a prison. Like, that's where you end up for the rest of your... death. However, that was not the end of the affair. Oh! The very night that he was buried, the convicted man came back to life. Came back to life? Maybe he survived the hanging and he was just plain dead? Like, that's the only logical thing. Ooh, I'm sorry about that background noise. I got the dryer going, and it is really doing a number in there. Huh. He clawed his way out of the ground and emerged into the moonlit graveyard. He clawed his way out? The exhibit here depicts that very scene, as described by the sole witness to those chilling events. There was a witness? What was he doing out there? But of course, my dear fellow, it was none other than young man in the white overcoat right there. Enoch Drebber. He saw it happen. But what does that have to do with what he's doing now? Wait, well, I need to double check something, because there's like getting to be a lot of people in this thing. A trickster who seems to be both an engineer. Yeah, he was the engineer, right? And a magician. He constructed the machine. So he's like, maybe he's like in cahoots with the professor? Do we have the professor in here? Unless it's this person. Yeah. So you're going a little too far there. Oh my god, dude. Forgot about you. Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway, the young witness. Huh. So this is a waxwork model of Enoch Drebber. 10 years ago, the convicted professor, having been gibbeted and buried, emerged from his grave in the dead of night. The sole witness to that unimaginable scene was this young man. From appearances, I would say he was about 20 years old. So now he's 30. It's so horrifying. Maybe he's 33. Scared out of his wits, the young Drebber ran to a nearby police station to report the incident. Okay, so like he was just normal back then. This is before he did any of this crap. And the sheer terror of what he'd seen is said to have turned his hair white overnight. Yep, as shown in the photograph we have of him, his hair is completely white. For the following few days, the story of what he'd seen was on every front page in the capital. The public was frantic for every last detail about the killer who'd come back to life. As you've seen, an exhibit was even created here at Madame Tussbell's. I can quite understand why the man's hair turned white, certainly. But what I don't understand is what Mr. Drebber was doing in the first place. Yeah, exactly, in a lonely graveyard. That's what I was wondering. Asking all the right questions here. Yeah, what was he up to? To help him out? Like maybe he knew somehow? I don't know, following the execution, oh man. The professor's acts of terror threw London's upper classes into complete panic 10 years ago. It was a great scandal, one might say, at the very highest levels of society. And since the killer's identity was never made public, rumors abounded. After all, no killer had ever before systematically employed a dog as a weapon of murder. Yes, I can imagine the impact the case must have had. This makes me want to go back and watch Investigations 2 now, good lord. But in time, of course, the rumors abated, as they will do. So too did talk of the shocking witness account of the convict who came back to life. He was so mad, he used to get so many views on YouTube because of that shit. It was forgotten, dismissed as a dubious ghost story, as a preposterous parlor tale, as a random playthrough of Plants vs. Zombies. But why did people stop believing it? Because he's stupid. He's not as good as they thought he was. Are you getting too real here? Shut up, man. Why, simply because there was no resurrection to speak of, as was established in fact. What do you mean by no resurrection? The police investigated the grave in Lowgate Cemetery and published their findings. The convict's body was found to be buried exactly where it had been following the execution. Did they actually dig it up to make sure? Or did he buy the police off? Mr. Drebber must have lied to the police in the newspapers. Did he? That would appear to be the only logical explanation, yes. The young man subsequently vanished from society, and nothing's been heard of him since. It's rather striking, then, that he should resurface now, don't you think? Of course the convicted murderer couldn't really have come back to life. That's not possible. Yeah, neither is teleportation, but look where we are. But Drebber's hair is unusually white, and if that really did happen overnight as a result of shock, I kind of don't believe that either. I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't happen, because maybe it does, but that's really extreme, though. It's hard to believe the incident was an out-and-out lie. What did he actually see out there? Man, I love mysteries like this. Like, what did he see? Oh. What the bleeding no, Otto? What have you gone and done? Gina, what are you doing here? Ah, bring out the dog. Oh no, bring out the gun. I asked Iris, and she said this is where you be, so I'm coming to shoot you. Gina, you're gonna mess up the scene. Not so loud in the museum. Madame Truspels will have you take a position as a waxwork if you're not careful. I think there might be a more pressing concern. Huh. I still had some flash powder left from 6 months ago, so I was saving it for this very moment. Alright, Gina, we understand, but please, put down the gun. She's riled up about something. I mean, maybe the dog... Oh, God. The dog didn't lead her here, did he? Sorry, I got scared. You should try being the one on the other end of the barrel. So, what brings you here, Gina? What brings me here? What do you think? We found it. We found that dodgy cove's workshop. What? You found Trevor's workshop? You damn right. Yep. Toby's nose took me straight there. The boss and the others are heading over there now in a drag. So come on. Well, it's June, so maybe they headed there in drag. I don't know. Here's the address. I got the boss to write it out. Excellent. Thank you, Gina. We'll make our way there at once. Wait, is that not the place we just went where... Alright then, see you there. See ya. Boy, she really has changed, hasn't she? Lord, saluting and shit, man. Oh no, not the Ed Harris neck. You go, don't mind me. I'll just stay here, being still. What? Ooh! Oh god! Why? Where are his eyes? Am I not seeing something here? Is he wearing some kind of night mask? Oh dear, someone is feeling sorry for himself. Let's go, Mr. Sholmes, you're coming! Your words hearten me, I must say, but if I were to shirk my duties here... Madame would have me pay monetary recompense, and Iris's dinner plate would be empty once more. Once more? How often has this happened? Forget that, I'll pay for everything. Can you please... Thank you! What was going on? Was that a glitch? Or was that intentional? Maybe it was a way of showing... I mean, sometimes they do that with characters, like their eyes turn black, like the Warden in Investigations 2, going back to that again. Circling back to that again. Then there's not a moment to lose, my dear fellow. I shall hail a carriage at once. No offer to share the cost for Mr. Sholmes, then. I shall gladly pay half, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you, Miss Susato. You are such a sweetie. Alright, let's go. 50 million fans can't be wrong. You guys remember this? Name that movie? Nope, this is totally different. It's, you know, Trevor's workshop. Where was the other place that we went? That wasn't his workshop. That was somebody else's. That looks like... Oh! It's another super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine. I'm so worried that I got caught up in talking that I might have missed some visual thing that I was supposed to go at, you know. Oh, just that gasp right there just made me... Indeed, it would appear so, though only a prototype, naturally. Ah, so you got here then? Yes, we did. Gina, well done for finding this place. Man, in such little time. You really worked miracles. The dog has worked miracles. It's Toby here, it's the miracle worker. Yeah, see? Woof. Oh god, now your eyes are all messed up. I thought you'd like to show up before long. Hello, Inspector. Hello, Mario. That's one knitted brow. Brow. Thigh. Never mind. He looks like he's eating a lemon, not a bag of fish and chips. Well, fish and chips, lemon was pretty good on fish, I'll tell you what. So, Inspector, is there any sign of the engineer? Hell no. Sadly not. We didn't find a soul in here. Oh, what a shame. Well, thank you for letting us know about this place and giving us the chance to investigate. Yeah, I never said you could investigate. According to what Gina tells me, we only found it thanks to a clue that you lot turned up. I wouldn't want to say go to Paris with a debt of gratitude unpaid now, would I? Thank you. That's right, he was leaving to go to Paris. He was talking about taking Gina with him. Anyway, if you're hoping to snoop around in here, I'd get cracking. Mo Van Zeeks and the forensic investigation team are on their way here as we speak. Them again. Those cars are bringing their bodies. I wish their bodies would just stop. I imagine you got the picture by now. They don't take too kindly to lawyer types. Right. So then, my dear fellow, let's turn this place upside down whilst we have the chance. And you, Holmes. In my office. I do still work here, you know. They take even less kindly to great detectives than they do to lawyers. Very droll, Gregson, very droll. But you might consider me nothing more than an inconspicuous waxwork model. So that's his waxwork, okay. Well, that's still really scary looking. Right then, let's see what we can find in here. We can find a Luigi. Okay, let me see something. I just want to see forensics laboratory on basis. No, this is Dr. Scythe's thing. And who was she again? I'm so sorry, it's been like a month, I don't remember anything. Scotland Yard coroner, leader of the forensic investigation team. Oh, okay, yeah, gotcha. Alright, so basically, like, one of the leaders of the government, basically, probably a bad guy, but probably not, actually. I don't know. Anyway, examine Cito. You know, where do I start? Let's talk to him. See what this is over here. Like, dude, you should look at the machine first. Oh, it appears to be most interesting. Yes, most interesting indeed, wouldn't you say? It's an impressive-looking back massager. Is that what that is? Looks like a trophy. I've no doubt that if you hit your shoulders a few times with that, your aches and pains would soon go away. It's a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science. A young scientist would wish for no higher honor. Oh. And it's just sitting on its side on the table? Did it get flipped through the air and cast a shadow on the wall that happened to look like the Blue Badger? Would you like a massage? No, I'm fine, thank you. I had no idea it was such a grand thing. I think it's becoming increasingly clear that there's much more to this Mr. Enoch Drebber than with conjuring tricks. I couldn't agree more, my dear man. You know what I just thought of? Is he juror number 3? Was juror number 3 wearing a monocle? Maybe the monocle is fake. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he didn't really need it. You know, he just wore it for show or something as a cosmetic. Anyway. Because how hilarious would that be? And how about you, Mr. Naruhodo? Wouldn't you like to take it with you? If I didn't earn it, so there'd be no value to it. For your tired shoulders, of course. She's laughing. He's not gonna let that go, is he? What'd I tell you, man? It's curious, though, isn't it? You would expect such an important trophy to be proudly on display somewhere, not haphazardly cast aside. There we go again! Every time I point something out, she's like, there it is! You know, whoop, there it is! English gentlemen can be quite a mystery at times. The science trophy has been entered into the court record. Yep. The evidence log says nothing about it being on its side, though, so maybe that's just a character clue and not an actual thing. Well, we already know the guy's in trouble, like, and that he was already, even before this. At least from the thing that happened 10 years ago. I don't know if he still thinks about that. He probably does, though. What on earth is this? An aeroplane, Mr. Naruhodo. Because I like pleasure spiked with pain, and music is my aeroplane. It's my aeroplane. Pleasure spiked with pain. I wasn't paying attention there. What on earth is this? An aeroplane? One day science will lead a while humans fly fleet inside. That's trying to be described. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Just what I expected, really. Well, this model is yes, but a real aeroplane would actually fly high in the sky. Flies high, seeks left, looks right. While suspended from somewhere even higher in the sky, of course. Because large metal objects obviously can't really stay in midair unsupported. Huh. That's what you think. So to you, the solution is ever taller towers? To jump from with a hang glider? This isn't Tears of the Kingdom, you know. Why is there a quiver of arrows down here? Oh, for the crossbow? Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. It's a European-style quiver of arrows with steel bolts inside. Oh, do you suppose? I suppose. Crossbow bolts, these. And just the right size for the bow you lot turned up at the exhibition grounds. In other words... Yep, that's more evidence to support your theory. It all goes to show that Drebber was the one pulling the strings behind the scenes of the whole scam. The details of the crossbow have been updated. We know for sure now. Oh boy. Are we gonna get him in court? Because I gotta tell you. I'm sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, that machine is covered by the special the thing. There would be serious repercussions if you were to examine it from the Crown and the government. Well, they're going at it. Are they having a conversation, or are they taking a piss? Well, those two don't seem to be holding back. Holding back these! It's quite hollow inside. No working parts or devices of deception to be seen, my dear fellow. No loose change dropped on the floor, nothing. Not even a bone from Toby here, my dear fellow. Aw. British people are very much ruled by their own ideals, aren't they? I think that's just these two, Miss Susanoo. Oh, man. Oh, that was the machine, okay. I had a feeling when I examined it, it's looking like I could look up too here, so maybe we'll do that. Let's get on the horn. I think here is like a pulley system. More like a bully system. There's a step ladder. Hey, you got it right! I know. No, there's nothing new to see up here, I don't think. Unless I missed something. It's like any specific part of the machine. I guess we haven't talked to the... Whoa, wait. What is that? This door doesn't want to open. Yeah, looks like it's got a pretty hefty lock on it. There's a specialist locksmith on his way over from the yard, so hands off till he gets here. With permission, Inspector, I could have that lock open in less than a minute. Well, you don't have permission. And no one's giving it to you. Gregson looked as though he really enjoyed that. I suppose so. But there's no sound of anybody on the other side. No, Drebber must have fled at the first sign of danger. Huh? Well, that's not good. Oh. Is the thud because we were speaking about it? And they panicked because they thought, and now he knows we're here? Something wrong, Miss Susanoo. Huh. Well, I thought I heard a noise from the far side of that door. And let me tell you something, it didn't sound like this. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that's... Well, Gina, did you hear it too? Yeah, I heard it and all. What do you reckon, Toby? Woof, woof. Right, mind the grease. You're one to talk. Oh, is that them? Whoever's in there, open up. This is Scotland Yard. Oh, that was Gregson knocking on this side of the door. Huh. I thought maybe the investigators and the PIT, I thought the FIT was here. Clomp, clomp, clomp. Squeak, clunk. Is somebody wearing high heels in there? Oh my, someone is in there. Is that sound coming from the TV? I'm hearing like a low humming sound. Ah, this rotten bleeding lock. Monty Gregson, as I said only minutes ago, I could solve this mystery for you. If only it were countenanced, I could unlock that door in less than a minute. I would trust him. Then again, I like Sholmes. Gregson doesn't, obviously. Fine, I'll take the rap for it. Damn it. I really want to know what's behind that door. Just get us through that blasted door. I like this look of Gregson here, this pose. That's really cool looking. Just put that in the thumbnail, maybe. There, you may enter at will. Really? You've confused minutes with seconds, I think. Good lord, dude. Time's of the essence, I feel. What are we waiting for? Nothing for it, I suppose. All these new poses by Gregson all of a sudden here. Jeez. Like, if you really imagine hard enough, that almost looks like a baseball bat. No, it doesn't. There's a strong possibility that beyond that door is the engineer you all seek. Be prepared for action, my dear fellow. I got my button hands ready, I'm ready for the quick time events, whatever you got to throw at me, I'm ready. What if it really did that? Just one time in the middle of the game. Oh, jeez. Is that dynamite? Oh, crap. What? What's happened in here? Did he go out through the windows? Is that footsteps up there? Why is everything upside down? Whoa! It kind of is. Some of it is. I don't know, man. It's a good thing the toilet isn't upside down, or else we'd be covered in this. Oh, no. Rats, ain't no one in here after all. But there must be. It was only moments ago that we heard those noises. Maybe that was the sound of Drebber running away. That's what I think. But there's only one door into this room. And there's windows. And no windows that can afford an escape route. Those skylights are too high. I don't think so. What's that up there? Are they footprints? Did he have like a rope dangling from the ceiling, or... Blow me, what have we here then? Oh, everybody's looking at everything. I'm not even sure I was done in that previous room, like I never talked to Gregson. I might have missed something there. I hope not. Looks like someone was trying to burn something in a hurry. Oh, that looks like a set of blueprints. To what? So that Professor Hairbrain's bombing machine, is it? Blimey, if we had those, there'd be no need to muck about trying to investigate all that scrap metal. No. There is something of great interest here, too. We just hit the mother lode here, man. This rope was lying on the floor at the foot of that pillar. A rope? What's significant? Oh, dude, that's how he got out, dude. Oh my god. Have you ever played Danganronpa? Case 2-2, more specifically. You see, but you do not observe, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah. We must investigate the entire room thoroughly, and before the FIT arrives, too. Man, oh man, I thought we were done here. I mean, I'm glad we're not, because we're getting all kinds of information here. I'm still not sure. Okay, so I think I'm actually going to examine this next time. But at this point, I'm still not sure. Well, no, there is a connection now, though. There's Enoch. I was about to say, like, I wasn't sure how the whole museum thing fits with the murder. But I guess now, with Enoch Drebber being, like, a waxwork model there, we know that he's connected to the professor. We don't know. I don't know if the professor's connected to this murder. Because I'm still getting vibes that the professor is like a Case 5 boss, not the perpetrator of this particular crime. It's more than likely Enoch Drebber is the perpetrator of this crime, but even that seems too obvious at this point. So I don't know. I guess we'll find out more. Anyway, see you guys next time, and take care, y'all.